Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, in this time we want to tell you about motivational speech with the title Math Isn't Hard, It's a Language by Randy Poliso, TEDx Manhattan Beach. Before that, let me introduce our team. First, Afifah Nur Fitriani. Second, Dina Julya. Third, Eka Widiya Sari. Fourth, Novianti. Fifth, Zaimatul Jannah. And sixth, me, Safa Sabela. Without any further ado, happy watching!
"26%" on the nation report card that the percentage of U.S. well-off leaders who are proficient in math. In America, we pride ourselves being an exceptional country, but that 26% sounds exceptional to you. Raise your hand if you think as a country we need to do way better than this. I'm with you. We all need math, but why are so many kids confused by it? It is because only 26% of people hardwired for math, while 74% are not. After working with thousands of kids, I can tell you, it's not the case at all. Kids don't understand math because we have been teaching it as a dehumanized subject. But if we make math human again, it will start make sense again.
You're probably wondering, how was math ever human in the first place? So think about it. Math is a human language, just like English, Spanish, or Chinese, because it allows people to communicate with each other. Even in ancient time, people needed the language of math to construct, to build monuments, and to measure the land for farming. This idea of math as a language isn't exactly new. A great philosopher once said, "The law of nature arisen in the language of mathematics." So you see, even Galileo agreed with me. But somewhere along the line, we've taken the language of math about the real world around us, and we've abstracted beyond this recognition, and that's why kids are confused. Let me show you what I mean.
Read this third-grade Californian math standard and see if it will make sense to an 8-year-old. Understand a fraction 1 over b as the quantity formed by one part when a whole is partitioned into b equal parts. Understand the fraction a over b as the quantity formed by a part of size 1 over b. And if you give this description to an 8-year-old, you probably get a reaction like this. To a math expert, this standard makes sense, but to a kid it's an absolute torture. I choose this example specifically because fractions are foundational to algebra, trigonometry, and even calculus. So, if kids don't understand fraction in the elementary and middle school, they have a tough road ahead of them in the high school. But there's a way to make a fraction simple and easy for kids to understand. Yes, just remember that math is language and use that to your advantage. For example, when I teach 5th grader how to add and subtract fraction, I start with the apple plus apple lesson. First I ask, what's 1 apple plus 1 apple? And kids will often say 2, which is partly correct. Have them include the word as well since math is a language, so it's not just 2, it's 2 apples. Next is 3 pencil plus 2 pencil. You all know that pencil plus pencil give you pencil. So everyone, how many pencil?
5 pencils.
5 pencil is right. And the key is you included the word. I tried this lesson with my 5-year-old niece once. After she's added pencil and pencil,
I got 4 billion plus 1 billion. I'm an overhead instance, count my size. Are you crazy? This is being kindergarten. How is he supposed to know 4 billion plus 1 billion? I'm done it. When it finds counting, looks up and says 5 billion? And I says that's right, it is 5 billion. My aunt took ahead on that because she didn't expect it for 5 years. But all you have to do is take a language approach and math becomes intuitive and easy to understand. Then answer her question that kindergarten definitely not supposed to know. Plus 1/3, plus 1/3. And immediately she answered 2/3. Such as you wondering how can she possibly know that when she doesn't know about denominator yet. You'll see she was thinking about numerator and denominator. She solved the problem this way, and she used 1 apple plus 1 apple as an analogy to understand 1/3 plus 1/3. So even a kindergarten can add subtraction, you'd better believe that every fifth grader can as well. Just for fun, ask her an algebraic question. What 7x squared plus 2x squared? And just 5 years correctly answer 9x squared. And she did any explaining role to figure that out. So when the people say they are either word or not, it's not true. Math is whole new language, so you have all the ability to understand this. We need to take a language approach to make our learning.
Because many kids are lost and they're insane about math, and it doesn't have to be that way. I work with an angry, frustrated high school student, one who couldn't pass the algebra because she only knew 44% of the multiplication text. I've told her that's kind of weird. Only knowing 44% of the alphabet is holding me back. She couldn't pass her or calculation and still had confidence in that. As a result, this teenager had confidence in herself. I've told her we have to start with the multiplication. Because once you know all you have with your past, everything gets easier and they will be having a pass back everywhere in Disneyland. What do you think? And she said, okay. So systematically learned timetable in 4 weeks. And yes, even multiplication has a language in better than that. You will be surprised how many kids don't realize that 7 times 3 can be spelled out as 7 times 3, which just means 3 7 times, just like that. So when kids see this way, they quickly realize that the repetition is slow and inconvenient. So they glop the memories that 3 7 times, all the way to 21. The further teenager would outrace to dropping out, becoming fluent and confident in multiplication with the game changer. Because for the first time, we can focus on the problem solving instead of counting on the finger. I'm new, she at the corner, when she figured out that 2 years currently at $445 a month will cost you $10,680. And she just looked at me disapprovingly and said, it's a poly sock. That's expensive. At that moment, not just wondered causing problem for her, but she looks giving a math solved problem to the resound to adult.
As an educator, it's my duty to challenge kids to be fair. Thoroughly you with this challenge. Our country is stuck at 26% subtraction, and I challenge you to pass the number higher. This is important because mathematical thinking not only builds young mind, but our kids need it to imagine and build their future that doesn't yet exist. Meeting this challenge can be as simple as apples plus apples. Insist that we teach math the human language, and we will get there sooner rather than later. Thank you.
Okay guys, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.